Picture this. You wake up, lying in your bed. Your body feels all weird and tangly as you struggle to walk to your bedroom door. Bam, you fall. You yell for your mother as she runs downstairs to grab you a cup of juice. You both know that there has to be enough carbs in it or it won't work fast enough. The feeling is dreadful, but as you're patiently waiting for everything to go back to normal, you soon realize that this is just another normal morning out of the week for you. Well, for me anyways. I have type 1 diabetes, also known as T1D. Type 1 diabetes is an irreversible, lifelong, chronic autoimmune condition in which the immune system destroys insulin-producing cells in the pancreas. This causes a shortage of insulin, which is a hormone required to regulate blood sugar levels. Without enough insulin, blood sugar levels rise, causing many issues. Unlike type 2 diabetes, which is frequently associated with lifestyle choices, type 1 diabetes is typically developed earlier in childhood and requires long-term insulin injections for maintenance. But now, back to my story. Usually, the juice works. I'm scared and shaken up, but oh well. My day doesn't stop there. I'm still a teenage student trying to get through school. The anticipation of something going wrong with my sugar, whether it's too high or too low, or the worry that I'm going to cause some big public scene because I got dizzy and fell is always on my mind. I'm also in constant fear of what feels like I'm going to have an asthma attack, but it's actually just my diabetes fighting back with me. Let's just say I won a few rounds, but my diabetes might say otherwise. At school, my support system is amazing. My teachers all love me, and they are always prepared to help me when I need it the most. My friends are just the same and are always ready to get on my back when it comes to checking my sugar. Every couple of weeks, there are moments where my blood sugar can get too high, sometimes even reaching 400, when in range is supposed to be 70 to 180. I tend to get very emotional around these times because being out of range makes me feel like I did something wrong. I feel like I can't get what seems like a simple thing of just checking your blood sugar and injecting insulin right. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but there's always this little voice in my ear telling me that anyone should be able to remember that. I've been hospitalized about 5 times for going into DKA, also known as diabetic ketoacidosis. Being in DKA is one of the worst feelings I've ever felt. I've lost weight, threw up a bunch of times, had so much muscle pain, and was even in a diabetic coma, going in and out of consciousness. Typical episodes result in about 2 to 3 days in the hospital, but there have been times when I have been able to manage it at home. Each time I have gone through that, I was still thinking about school and not wanting to fall behind. I was thinking about how others would think of me and fearing that they would think it was all my fault. Maybe there was still some lesson I hadn't learned. Gratefully, even with all that going through my mind, everyone still remained very understanding. Coming home after school or from being in the hospital is always amazing. I know y'all know that wonderful feeling of coming home after being at work or being out all day and finally being able to be in your own house. It feels even better when you have been in the hospital. Coming home, I'm always hungry, but it's not like I can just grab what I want and eat it even though I really want to. I will admit there have been some slip-ups here and there, but try not to judge me. I do have a routine before I eat. Yes, a routine. Ideally, I know exactly what I'm about to eat in order to make the routine a little bit easier for me. I have to check my sugar, make sure it's not too high. If it's in range, I have to take insulin, wait about 15 minutes, and then take another injection before I can actually eat. If not, I have to inject insulin to bring it down, wait some more, then inject again for the food I'm eating. When I'm low, that's a totally different story because I get to eat and drink whatever I want. As a diabetic, that's amazing. I'll take being able to eat whatever I want with no injections any day. But there are limits, but it still feels great. Don't worry, I don't always have to keep poking myself with needles all day. Thanks to technology, I was able to switch to wearing an Omnipod, which can deliver my insulin for me. And I also wear a Dexcom G6, which calculates my sugar for me. And with both of these things working together, it makes managing my sugar much easier. But it doesn't mean life with type 1 diabetes is easy. People tend to assume that having type 1 diabetes is mainly checking and managing your glucose level. But there are so many misconceptions and challenges that come with it. The physical, emotional, and mental toll that diabetes can have on a person is never truly understood by someone without it. From the physical demands of managing your diet and glucose levels to the mental and emotional load of all the possible complications and emergencies that you might have. For those of us with diabetes, feeling every emotion possible, and we know for us, this is just our everyday normal, but it doesn't have to be. With every new research and advancement in technology, life as a diabetic can and will change for the better, offering hope for future generations. Thank you.